ABC 10 News starts now with breaking news.
And that breaking news, horrifying moments for a mother and her two children tonight. A car barreled through their home while they were sleeping in the Mount Hope neighborhood. That mother had to pull her children out of the rubble. Good evening. I'm Steve Atkinson.
And I'm Kimberly Hunt. The crash sent the two children to the hospital as well as the teenage driver. Our ABC 10 News breaking news tracker is on the scene. And Paul Anderegg is there. A traumatic night for that family. We're learning this isn't the first time the cars hit that home, Paul?
No, it is not the first time, but it is the first time that it's happened to this family. They were not told about cars crashing into this home previously when they bought this house a couple of years ago. And you can see where that Mustang ended up after taking the eastbound 94 ramp to Home Avenue and not stopping at the stop sign. It went through a guardrail and then into the inside of the house. You see that rubble over there to the left? That's a child's bedroom, and there were children trapped underneath that rubble. Let's hear what the mom told us about that.
We had to literally look for the kids under the what?
Now, that mother explained how she and other people and the father had to dig out the children from underneath pieces of wood from that home. That driver was transported to the hospital as a major trauma victim per fire department. Also, the two children that were rescued by the mother and the father from out of that rubble, they've also been taken to children's. They look like they were doing okay, although one of them is classified as a major trauma just due to the mechanism of the injury, mechanism being obviously being buried in rubble by a car crashing into the house. So the person that lives in the second unit adjacent, this is like a duplex, he was here last time. We actually spoke with him a couple of years ago when a car crashed into this home. He said that's it, no more tempting fate. He's moving out and he's no longer going to be living at this house. So right now the tow truck has arrived. The building inspector is on the way. Red Cross has been called for the families involved because this house is just completely destroyed. We're going to stay on scene, try to get some more information for you and bring that to you on ABC 10 News this morning. Back to you.
Hoping all those kids are okay. Of course, we will continue to follow this story and bring you updates. In the meantime, a large new group consisting of about 500,000 San Diegans are next in line to get the COVID vaccine. Those eligible for the shot include teachers, grocery and farm workers, and law enforcement. Our ABC 10 News reporter Anthony Pura has more on this next phase of the rollout that's set to start this weekend.
COVID-19 vaccinations will open to the new tier of San Diegans starting Saturday. There's an emphasis on K-12 educators as 20% of vaccines will be set aside for them. The San Diego Unified School District is targeting an April 12th reopening.
Every teacher that I talk to wants to be back in school. I know I do.
Adam Goldstein is a fifth grade teacher and the treasurer for the San Diego Education Association. He says as much as he wants to get back to the classroom, it's safety first.
I want to be safe. I want my family to be safe. But when I get those vaccinations, I will feel much more comfortable for sure.
At Wednesday's news conference, the county announced that COVID-19 vaccinations will open on Saturday to people who work in emergency services, child care and education, and food and agriculture. Supervisor Nathan Fletcher saying it offers up the vaccine to another 500,000 people, and it will take time to meet that type of demand.
There will not be 500,000 appointments available on Saturday, or Sunday, or Monday, or for many weeks coming forward. And so we need folks to be patient.
20% of vaccines will be set aside for K-12 teachers and staff. The county is directing them to go to vibavaccinates.com to sign up for alerts. The San Diego County Office of Education and the California Schools VIBA will be in charge of scheduling those appointments. They will prioritize areas hardest hit by the virus.
But it's really important for our K-12 community to know you can't go get an appointment. They're going to work with the schools and with the districts, and they will schedule them that way.
The county says appointments exclusive to the law enforcement community will be organized by Scripps Health. For farm workers in fields and rural locations, CAL FIRE and Operation Collaboration will take the lead in scheduling remote vaccination events. The county says all others eligible in the new group can sign up for appointments through vaccinationsupernstationsd.com. As for Goldstein, he says he's already gone on the necessary site to sign up for alerts.
I signed up as soon as I heard about it, for sure.
Anthony Pura, ABC 10 News.
Meantime, we are learning more details about how the San Diego Unified School District will bring students back for its targeted reopening mid-April. School Board President Richard Barrera said today they hope to implement an in-person hybrid model on April 12th.
And so that means that, maybe half the class comes in the morning and half the class comes in the afternoon, or, half the class comes 2 days a week and the other half comes the other 2 days a week.
5,000 students have already been doing in-person learning with strict safety measures in place. The district will now build out those measures to accommodate thousands more. And the district will space out desks and make sure classrooms have proper filters for ventilation. The county still needs to drop out of the restrictive purple tier for the district to move forward.
A Vista judge is reaffirming his ruling that youth sports can resume in the county. Judge Earl Moss issued a temporary restraining order against the state's restrictions last Friday. Today, he reaffirmed that indoor and outdoor youth sports can resume immediately, but under the same rules as pro and college sports. And that includes testing players 48 hours before a game at high contact sports like football, and that can be expensive. Without the ruling, San Diego County would currently not be eligible to resume youth sports based on our case rate.
The county reported 658 new cases today, while our test positivity rate held steady at 4%. Another 12 people have lost their lives to COVID, bringing that total to 3,230.
And there is encouraging news on the effort to get more Americans vaccinated. The FDA has released promising data on the Johnson & Johnson single-dose vaccine. And as ABC's Rena Roy explains, it could be authorized for emergency use by this weekend.
A new weapon in the fight against COVID-19 could soon be in America's arsenal. Johnson & Johnson's single-dose vaccine on track to potentially be authorized for emergency use as early as Friday. The FDA now saying it appears to be 86% effective at preventing severe illness in the U.S., 100% at preventing hospitalizations or deaths in trials, and also could work against asymptomatic disease.
If you can prevent asymptomatic disease, then you will also reduce transmission.
Experts say more study is needed on that front, but if given the green light, Johnson & Johnson says it could have 3 to 4 million doses sent out next week and 100 million doses by summer.
The prospect of a potential third approved vaccine is very encouraging and will help to increase the overall vaccine supply.
Officials hoping to see more Americans vaccinated as soon as possible.
I think it's going to make an enormous difference. I suspect that vaccines will become widely available to people by May, and by June to July, pretty much everybody who wants a vaccine should have been vaccinated by then.
Meantime, new vaccine megasites continue popping up across the country. The latest one in New York, opening in Brooklyn on Wednesday. The governor says it's the largest in the state and can handle 21,000 shots a week.
It was horrific watching your neighbors die, watching the ambulance come and pick up your neighbors. It was very horrible for us, and I thank God that today we are able to get our vaccines.
So far, the CDC reports more than 13% of the U.S. population has gotten at least one shot. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And you can stay on top of any new developments with coronavirus by downloading the 10 News app. A free version is available in the App Store. Los Angeles County will launch a safety review of the stretch of road where Tiger Woods was in a terrible rollover accident. Deputies say Woods was trying to pull himself out of the wreckage when they arrived yesterday morning. That despite breaking his right leg in several places. Surgeons put a rod in his leg, screws and pins in his foot and ankle.
This is a major surgery. It's a major trauma. It's a major injury.
The sheriff's department says they don't believe that Woods was under the influence. They think it was simply an accident. They don't plan to charge him with any violations. There was a data recorder in the SUV that could give authorities more clues as to what happened.
Very painful, very agonizing, very heartbreaking for the entire family. My mom and my dad especially.
Tomorrow marks 7 weeks since anyone last heard from Maya Millette. There has been no sign of that Chula Vista mother of 3, and police say they have no updates, but they are still investigating. Our ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo spoke to Maya's family tonight, who say they won't stop searching.
The family is planning a number of prayer events in the next couple of days. They hope someone who knows something about Maya's whereabouts will speak up.
Days going by without, seeing her, without finding her. Now we're 7 weeks.
Maya Miliete's family says they never imagined they'd still be looking for their loved one 7 weeks later.
It's always been really hard since day one. But again, it's like getting harder and harder every day.
The Chula Vista mom of 3 was last seen or heard from on January 7th. On Wednesday, a new billboard went up with Maya's picture, a donation from Lamar Advertising.
I hope it helps. I hope it touches somebody's heart to just say, you know what, I know something. I should let it out. Whoever that person is, man, I know that they're out there.
This weekend, a group of hikers plan on running to keep Maya's search in the spotlight. The family will join them at sunrise on Saturday to help see them off.
She has 7 runners that they're going to be running about 60 miles in total.
Miliete's case gaining attention around the world. The family most recently joining retired Oceanside PD homicide detective Chris McDonough for an interview on his YouTube channel, offering his expertise to the family.
This family needs your help. They need your support, and keep that support up.
The family doing anything they can to make sure Miliete's case is not forgotten.
The hardest thing is keeping each other afloat. Keeping us positive.
Chula Vista police say they are still investigating but have no new updates. In Chula Vista, Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.